Van D, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van D.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Here's Van.
Well, welcome to the Van D podcast. Man, am I excited today. I've got some really great guests, and they're also very close personal friends. Jason and Michelle Hurt. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them before I bring them in. Jason and Michelle have been married since 1998 and are the proud parents of two great kids, Riley and Gavin. After 17 years in the marketplace, Jason and Michelle felt called to leave their corporate life to start an automotive repair business in good old Omaha, Nebraska. During this transition, their hearts started exploding for single mothers without reliable transportation. During this season of small business ownership, they founded a faith-based ministry called Chariots for Hope, my personal favorite, which helps empower low-income individuals to reach and maintain self-sufficiency through reliable transportation and aftercare services. Jason and Michelle felt called to take a leap of faith and leave their small business to pursue Chariots for Hope full-time in 2015. The favorite part of this ministry, besides being blessed with the opportunity to work together as a husband and wife team, is to get the opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus to the men and women they serve. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Jason and Michelle.
Man, thank you, Van.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. We're honored to be here.
I'm so glad you guys are here. And like I said, we're personal friends, so I know an awful lot about both of you and your ministry. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be able to spend some time with you today because I really believe in Chariots for Hope, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But, you know, before we do, and Jason, you've been asked that a million times, even yesterday to be exact.
Yeah, right.
Can you tell us a little bit? Cam's over there. What are you talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, Cam, the world's greatest producer.
Yes,
Cam.
yes.
Best beard in Omaha.
Hey, guys.
Best beard. Cam, say hello to my audience.
Hello to your audience.
All righty. He is the man. Okay, Jason, tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. No, I just grew up in a family. My father was very successful in business, and he led some banks, and I just wanted to be like him, you know, like a lot of kids. And so I just really pursued success and money pretty hard at a young age. And so out of college, I got into a job, an employer that really just moved me up, and I was able to see a lot of success. Ended up in New York City. That's the place to be.
New York City?
Yeah, New York City. Come on. Can't you tell by the accent?
A little Long Island, little coffee.
Little Long Island.
Little
Yeah.
water.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, but
No,
I do
that's
that
good.
a lot. So
Hey, that's
be
okay.
prepared.
Hey, I'm prepared. You know that. So, yeah, we got to New York City and just loved it. That was like the pinnacle of my career. Reached kind of the mountaintop, but, man, I was just depressed. Wasn't happy. I was chasing, like I said, money and success for the wrong reasons. And so I just really started praying, and God opened up just a clear vision that, hey, there's more for you beyond the corporate world. And so through that process, and again, that's a whole nother story for another time, but that process led us to Omaha. And we started an automotive shop, like you said, and when we got here, we had heavy hearts. We loved this community, but we had heavy hearts for single moms. Immediately, we just saw people coming through our doors that needed transportation, single moms that were struggling, and so we just wanted to help them, and we did that on the side for a while, but it was very difficult to manage both, you know, kind of a nonprofit and for-profit, and so me and Michelle went back and forth for about a year as far as, do we leave our business after a year? But we did. We came to that conclusion where we were both at peace and saying, yeah, I think God's calling us into full-time ministry in 2015.
Wow. And so you did that, and then Chariots for Hope.
Yes.
Just like that.
Tell us about the beginning of Chariots for Hope?
Yeah, so Chariots for Hope. So we got here in 2015 and
2013.
we got here in 2013,
Yeah.
but 2015.
It's pre-law, pre-med, 2013, 2000.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all the same thing.
But
There's a margin of error of a year or
Right,
two.
yeah.
who walks away from their business or tries to get rid of it after a year and a half? So really, it was a true calling.
Yeah.
We took a leap of faith, and it was an obedience, step of faith for us. And honestly, too, just the whole transportation piece. I mean, we lived in Atlanta and we lived in New York, and
You knew how important vehicles were.
and we recognized quickly that transportation is a huge barrier in Omaha, Nebraska. So
when you had the automotive, you saw a lot of single mothers struggle to pay for their bills, and that was kind of the catalyst and the beginning of Chariots for Hope.
It was, yeah.
So I get to tell my audience about my experiences with Chariots for Hope, but would you kind of give us a little rundown of the process of Chariots for Hope? So somebody that you've identified, and you've got a lot of nonprofits that are giving you leads of people that are worthy of a car.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so how does that work?
So we partner with about over 160 local nonprofits. I mean, we so out of those,
grown, hasn't it?
It's really grown.
Yeah.
The footprint has gotten expanded. But once we have identified and that referral has come in, there's an application process. So they have to prove insurance, a driver's license, a budget. They have to provide that they can pay $500 for their vehicle. They have to pass a drug test. So there's different things in the application process, making sure that they are absolutely ready for car ownership. Once they get that process done, they're invited to orientation. And then from orientation, they are officially on the list, and we start preparing their vehicle. So they're kind of in the queue waiting.
So this isn't like, okay, somebody's going to donate a car to you, and then you're going to give it to somebody. There is a true
vetting
qualification vetting process that they've got to learn how to maintain a car, the responsibilities of a car. And so, to me, all that does is create sustainability. Where these, where they're going to be prepared, which will help them keep it.
Yes, that's right. And like you said, it is a process that Michelle said, and it's on average, it takes them about 2 to 3 weeks to actually go and provide the documentation. But actually from application to receipt of the car, it's about 65 days that they're waiting and moving. So we like that because really it kind of removes those people that are looking for a quick fix for a Band-Aid and the people that really want it and really need it.
Yes.
So one of the many reasons why I'm a fan of Chariots for Hope, and ladies and gentlemen, go to learn more about Chariots for Hope, and I'm gonna repeat this at the end of the show, but go to chariotsforhope.org and learn as much as you can, because I want to tell you something. I've been fortunate enough to be around lots of charitable organizations, a lot of Christian ministries, helping people. And this is one charity that you can touch and see and feel. A lot of times, people write checks and they're not 100% sure where that money's going. With your ministry, Chariots for Hope, everybody can be part of it. They can engage themselves.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So let's move forward, because we have to talk about the big event coming up May 12th. Everybody mark your calendars for May 12th. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. But so you have, it's titled A Blessing.
Yes.
So when you deliver, when the recipient of the car is going to be getting the car that day, you call it a blessing.
Right.
So I've been fortunate enough. I'm just going to tell my little story is I got to go to one years ago, and Jason and Michelle Hertz, who are with me right now, said, hey, why don't you stop by A Blessing? And I'm telling my audience just because they can come too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I went to my first one, And I kind of stayed off and out. I'm in my car. I think it was cold, and I'm kind of a wimp when it's cold out. And you guys do it in all temperature. There's no season for there's no season for helping single mothers and single fathers and people that need it.
That's right.
So you're doing it when it's freezing out, because I got to go. Both of them were freezing.
Right. That's right.
I got to freeze both times. Anyway, no, it wasn't that bad. Anyway, so I'm watching this large gathering, maybe 20 to 30 people. They're all standing around. And then off a little bit is this car with a bow on it. And then out comes a door with somebody from Chariots for Hope, and then the recipient. And that's when everybody goes nuts, like a surprise birthday party.
Yes,
Everybody screams and yells and claps. And this person, both times I've been, the recipient's crying uncontrollably, and so is all of us, including me. Seeing the joy that somebody in Omaha or any of your locations that you have Chariots for Hope donated a car. I only hope the people that donate these cars can see the joy that they brought. These blessings are something I've never been part of before. And so I really encourage, and it's not just for adults, bring your kids. It'll be life-changing for children to see what goodness can do. And
that's right. It's a family affair.
And you know what? I look over at you two. Now, how many blessings have you guys had?
It's just shy of 400.
Oh, my word.
So it's crazy.
And the two I've been to, both of you are crying just like the rest of us.
Oh, man.
I think every single blessing is different, but every single time it is like it's the first day. It's the first blessing because we know their stories. We know this is a victory. There's a group of strangers celebrating this person. Like, there's such emotion and such joy on all sides. And we also know that that is the day that we get to actually walk with them and be part of our program. Like, this is a beginning for the recipient. Yet we also know the people that are in the crowd, what that is doing for them in return. It's just a win-win all the way around. And it's beautiful.
It's selfish for me. And I'm not afraid to say this, but I leave those. I'm in my car when I've left both of them. I'm teared up. I'm emotional. And all I'm doing is thanking the good Lord for my life.
That's right.
It made me grateful for where I am today, because here's somebody, like the last one I went to. Gentleman was an older guy. He has all these grandchildren, but he didn't have a vehicle to go pick them up, to go see them. He's been struggling in his life. When he came out and you guys gave him this beautiful minivan, it was so cool.
It even had really rockin' rims on it, didn't it?
It looked really, I was like, hey, man, give me that. You know? That's right. But it was a really cool minivan, and I'm seeing his emotion. And how grateful he is, and this is the real deal. This is authentic, organic emotion.
That's right.
And I just don't know of another charitable organization where you can touch and feel and see. And I know they're out there, so I'm not saying that there isn't.
Of course.
You know, there's so many great charitable organizations, especially in Omaha, Nebraska. We're like the headquarters of giving.
I mean, for real.
Everybody in this town is just so generous with their time and their money. So I just want to ask you, somebody's listening today that knows somebody with a car that they know they can donate. So I know they can go to Chariots for Hope, the number 4, chariotsforhope.org. But what is the process exactly for those people that want to donate a car?
It's really simple. It doesn't matter if it runs, if it's a good car, bad car, it doesn't matter. We take all types of cars. In all types of conditions. And so if you have one of those cars, like you said, you go to our website, super simple, easy form, donation form.
Oh, great.
That would go ahead and just walk you through. You fill it out, and then we will contact you within 24 hours and make arrangements to pick it up if it's not drivable, or we'll come and pick it up if it is drivable and have a couple guys come out and take it away from you. And then once we get that car, we process it. And then after we process it, which is usually 30 days, then we'll go ahead and send the final tax forms to the donor, and they're done. And then we invite them, if we're able to use the car in our program, where we can bless somebody like James, who you just described, then we will reach out to them and invite them to come and be part of that celebration.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So you want to engage the donors just as well.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think if somebody donates a car, which I hope somebody in my audience will, and they go to a blessing and they see what happens, these people are going to be looking for people that have cars to donate.
Yeah, and that's one of the big reasons and drivers that we have grown so much as far as vehicle donations is because people find out that, wow, like you said, I can touch and feel it. And I could be part of it if I want to. They just love the fact that it's going back into their community to help somebody.
Yes.
You know, Chariots for Hope only survives from the people in the community.
100%.
In all the cities that you guys are in right now. And I know you're growing like crazy. Thank God you are. But you only survive if the community comes together and donates cars, money, time. And I know with the car shortage right now across the world that it's probably tougher than it has been.
Yeah, definitely.
So we really need community support now more than ever. If you don't have a car but you do have a check, it's going to go for a good cause.
Right.
Speaking of a check, I want to tell you, so I recently had a milestone birthday, and instead of inviting a bunch of people to come to my birthday party and bring me gifts, which was really hard not to do because I'm still 5 years old and I like to have gifts and open up. Oh, a brand new shiny toy. Thank you.
Exactly.
But what I did is I had this big birthday party. We rented out the Funny Bone, and I said, everybody that comes, bring $25 to Chariots for Hope. And then thankfully, Jason and Michelle had a little video, and they talked for a little bit, just a 5-minute video, and they told the crowd about Chariots for Hope. And everybody brought $25. Some of them were unbelievably generous.
Yes.
And we ended up raising about almost 10 grand.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So I'm not telling this to impress my audience. I'm telling this to impress upon my audience. You can do the same thing.
That's right.
100%.
If you have any family event, anything at all that is going to involve humans, anything, and you want to say, hey, come to this, but we're asking for a $5 donation, a $10 donation, a $25 donation to Chariots for Hope, nobody's going to balk. Now, there were some friends of mine that said Van Deeb's the only guy I know that charges to come to his party. But
Van, that event, I mean, that was an amazing event.
So
It
great.
was so much fun, so entertaining. You thought Will Smith smacking Chris Rock was entertaining? you needed to come and see people roast Van.
that was
was
awesome.
amazing. And you know what?
You took one for the team, for sure.
wow.
You took one for the team.
And if I'm still around at my next milestone birthday, then
I
we'll
will
do
pay.
it again.
I'll
Okay.
pay to come.
All right.
Because it was awesome.
And you'll be roasting me, too.
Oh,
man.
You had some good roasters. They were like top
I had a
class.
Heisman Trophy winner roasting me.
I mean,
Right.
seriously. It was
But
so
you know
good.
what? To your point, that $10,000, 15 people that blessed. So, we had a fun night. It was entertaining, but you have 15 people that you've changed their lives because you put together this event.
I did not know that. This is the first I've heard of that. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew people benefited, but I didn't know 15 people did. Oh, my gosh, that just put chills in me.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you know that you've impacted 15 human beings,
100%.
ladies and gentlemen, this is real. So please, please make Chariots for Hope. Keep it in mind if you want to be, if you want to contribute in any way, shape, or form. What about, and we haven't brought this up before, but what about if people just want to help?
Yes.
Is there room for those people?
100%. There's lots of ways for you to donate your time. We have our own space now. We have a beautiful 6,000 square foot facility down at the depot. We have a 4-bay shop. So there's lots of ways.
It's pretty cool. I got to come see it. Yeah.
That is where we call it the secret sauce of Chariots for Hope. That's where
pretty cool.
That's beyond the car. That is the community that we are building for all of our recipients, all of our community partners. That's where, that is where we get to see just life and hope.
Hey, tell us about James when he came down there last week or a week ago, a couple weeks.
Man, and that's the trickle-down effect, right?
It is trickle.
So we ended up blessing him with the vehicle. The vehicle changed his life. He gave an amazing testimony of what it was going to do. And then a few short days later, he shows up with 10 of his family members to our event, to a class that he had to come to, but he brought his 6 grandchildren and 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And they had the best time. We had just fun life, family feud night, and it was so cool to see them interact and loving on each other, and they can't wait to come back to the next one. That's what this is about. It's a vehicle to get into their life.
Yeah, once people get exposed to Chariots for Hope, they're hooked. I mean, and not just the organization, but the founders, Michelle and Jason. You guys are just unbelievable quality humans. I'm blessed to call you my close friends. I really am.
Thank you,
That
man.
means a lot. I appreciate it. Right back at you.
Thank you.
Ditto.
So we have a gigantic event coming up.
One of a kind.
I know
It's
that
one of a kind.
I know that Garth Brooks is coming, and I know what's the guy on that show? What's his name?
On
with
The Voice?
beard. Yeah. What's his name on The Voice?
Who's the Voice? Adam?
No, the country western guy.
Blake Shelton?
Blake Shelton will be there.
Come on. That's right.
Don't mislead your audience.
Reese Witherspoon, is that his?
my
No,
God.
that's not his wife.
Gwen Stefani, come
That's
on.
what I said. I said Gwen Stefani. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just being silly. It's you've got a really big country western.
He's close.
He's
up and coming.
is getting there for sure.
And his name is.
His name is Coffey Anderson.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a big deal.
He is.
He's a big deal.
Yep.
And he's the headline. He's going to be entertaining, and he's also a comedian. Is that?
Yeah, he's
a
just an
comedian.
incredible entertainer, just an
Singer,
awesome
comedian.
human being.
So thankfully for people like Peter Fink in
Oh, my
Omaha,
goodness.
Nebraska, in Certified Transmissions, if you need a new transmission, you got to go to Certified Transmission. They're the best of the best.
100%.
Yep.
But would you tell us a little bit about your relationship, what Pete's doing with his cars? And
Yeah, so we were so blessed to have met Peter about, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 4
So
years
this is the 4th time that he's opened his museum, but this is the 2nd time that he's opened his new museum. It's 70,000 square feet. He has over 140 American muscle cars. These are one-of-a-kind muscle cars.
Expensive.
He also has
And it's
several.
private. He
It's
doesn't- he
private.
does not let
He does
people
not
see these.
open
That's
it to the public. It is only for nonprofit organizations for events like this to raise funds. Anyway, he loves to show his museum, and it's absolutely stunning. Even if you don't like cars,
Yeah.
it is something to see. But he has other collectibles, history, guitar collection, which is incredible. Again, a lot of cars, coffee, and of course, Chariots for Hope.
Yes.
It is just going to be an amazing night.
so what we've got to do is, my audience, please write this down. I want to see you there. I want you to come up and introduce yourself to me, and I'll introduce you to Jason and Michelle. But please write down May 12th,
Yes.
and that's the Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday.
And where can they get tickets? Can they get it at the door? Or they need to buy them in advance.
They can get them at the door.
But you want to know how many people are
We
coming
really
with
do.
food and
Yeah, 'cause
beverages.
there's food. Yep.
Yeah, we'll have some opportunity at the door, but yes, you're perfect point. If you could go on our website, it's easy to go ahead and navigate to get to the tickets, social media, Facebook, Instagram. And I have to say this, there's also another special appearance. We have our very own sitting in front of us. The honorary chair is Van D. So we're gonna you're gonna get to hear him
Keep
speak.
going.
You get
Stop
to hear
it.
him speak, get motivated. You're amazing. So you're gonna get up and say a few things as well. So we're looking forward to that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm blessed and honored to be the honorary chair. And yes, I'm going to get up and talk about what Chariots for Hope has done for me, because it has done something for me. I think it's opened up my eyes that we all have the ability to help people.
Yes.
And if we have the ability, we have the responsibility. And that's how we should live our lives. And so I can't wait to see everybody. So go to Chariots, the number 4, chariotsforhope.org, and you'll buy your tickets there. This is going to be one of the greatest events. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I know it's not till May 12th, but I think I'm going to go there today and just sit out in the parking lot and wait for it to start.
That would be awesome.
People would bring me food so I can survive till it starts.
I don't know if you could do that or sit on top of the building. I heard that's effective.
I do that to raise money.
I've heard
too.
that was a pretty cool event.
Oh, yeah, but this is going to be something special.
Yes.
And you got to be 18 and older.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
You
But,
do.
but I encourage people, bring your 18 and older children. Bring people that you love, that you want to be exposed. This isn't just a party and looking at these incredible muscle cars that Pete Fink has allowed everybody to see, but it's about celebrating Chariots for Hope and the brainchild of Jason and Michelle Hurt. And I want to just wrap this up by saying Omaha, Nebraska, and the other cities that Chariots for Hope is growing in are better places because of the two of you.
Well, thank you.
And that's a fact.
I appreciate that for sure.
So
it's a blessing to be here, and we can't do it without people like you, Van. So thank you for connecting and just your voice.
we got a lot of good people, and they all love Chariots for Hope. You know, like I said, once you go to one event of Chariots for Hope, you're going to be involved. You're going to get involved somehow, even if it's just showing up to watch other people be blessed. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in on the Van Deeb Show. And remember to subscribe to this show. You can do it at vandeeb.com, Spotify, Apple, or your favorite podcast platform. And I'm going to ask you, for the last 3 years, I always say, yeah, please share my podcast. But this is one I'm going to beg you to. I'm going to beg you to please share this podcast with everybody you know so they know about Chariots for Hope. Once again, chariots4hope.org. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
A Hurrdat Media Production.